I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, board members. Mark.
Here.
Gene.
Here.
Angie. We do have a quorum. I'd like to get a motion and a second for the to approve the meeting minutes of the regular board meeting on 8/10/22.
Move we approve.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Board member reports. Gene. There you go.
Looking at the balance sheet, we show about $8,700 in checking account, over $10,000 in the operating reserve, $34,131 in our debt reserve, which is always constant, and the capital improvement reserve is $40,000. Petty cash about $175. If you look at the comparison with July to August, you'll see that the checking account dropped down by about $12,000, a little over that. It's interesting in that when I looked at it, I thought, that's not possible. But it's one of the oddities of accrual-based accounting that it doesn't necessarily keep track of exactly what you're doing. It keeps track of what you're doing with the scope of the fiscal year. Under cash-based accounting, that didn't show up quite that well. There are several reasons for that. Number one, we know that it would drop down some because we had $2,500 in water operations. And there's also a check that we wrote, which has not been cashed yet, but in accrual-based, it counts against you anyway. So it gets subtracted even though it hasn't been.
Yeah, as soon as you write the check, it's.
Yeah. So that was $7,000 there. And then there was another $3,000 approximately where last month's water bill didn't actually get paid until this month. So that is counted against us too this month. So instead of going on last month like it would be in the cash base. So anyway, that those three things combined to make this look a little odd, but it's not as odd as what it looks.
Yeah, next month it'll balance itself out and
Yeah.
it'll look odd next month.
Budget-wise, we're still on track, so we're doing well there. We're a little bit down on the revenue leak, or the water leaks.
Yeah, I noticed that.
From 41 to 37, but every little bit counts.
Yeah, it's just so interesting.
Hopefully the hopeful upcoming
Yes.
work on the water lines will.
And that's coming real
solve some
shortly.
problems. Yes.
Coming real shortly. We started on that.
Okay, that does me.
Okay, Mark?
No.
Okay, Angie?
The only thing I wanted to make a suggestion about the stuff that's out behind the building, all that old junk. I think we should have a cleanup day and get rid of the junk that doesn't need to be there for 20 years. And I don't know if there's a dealer or somebody that we buy scrap like that, you know, old
Well, most of
iron.
the junk I got rid of.
Personally, I don't ever go to the dump.
What I'm going to work on is I'm going to call David Kepner and see if they can do anything with the old
Okay,
meters and the pieces of old meters.
yeah. And if
I
they can't-
don't know if they can.
Yeah,
I've asked them to go ahead and check
Yeah,
it.
if not, my only other option is either pay to take it to the dump or see if Bulldog can take the scrap.
maybe.
That's right, there's all the metal scrap back and the giant balls out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bulldog.
Yeah,
It wasn't worth it to drive to town, it's pretty sensitive.
Yeah, no,
But they would take it for free there.
yeah.
That's rather paying.
That's what I'm saying, rather than paid to take it to the dump, if Bulldog can take the metal, just
Yeah.
take it. If the handicap
Yeah.
cannot take it.
Actually, West Side will take it. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, west side, not
Drive in there,
Bulldog.
knock on the door, and they'll be, yeah, take everything, throw it out.
Yeah, because
Yeah, that's what
the place right off the highway.
Yeah.
Right,
West
yeah.
Side.
Do you want to set a date to do that? How about next Monday?
When is next time they do it?
I'm looking at Mark.
Oh, I'm doing it now?
No,
Thank you for volunteering.
I can get a hold of them.
I can give a hand for sure.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
No, I can get a hold of them.
Well, why don't we set next Monday?
This coming Monday right now?
For what?
Or the one afterwards?
Chuck,
I don't,
I don't think about it.
What,
Think
Aaron,
about
Okay.
it.
Aaron was trying to say something.
I can get a hold of
Go ahead.
them either tomorrow or Friday and see if we can just load everything up in the truck and take it there on Monday.
We could put it in the trailer.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
Or that.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, let's see what
I'll
we
get
do.
with you and we can figure out a date.
All right.
I'm not really
Yeah,
sure.
well, let me know. And, you know, 'cause I got,
Yeah.
I got forks on my tractor, so I mean, we can, easier lifting some of that stuff.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of it can just be thrown on a trailer or in the back of the truck.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All the heavy stuff's pretty much.
All right,
So,
cool.
yeah.
All right. All right, manager's report.
All right. Got a few things to cover here. The status on the BLM right-of-way update. We received our new contract for the right-of-way going up to Big Wash Road. They are going to require that we paint our facilities green. Yeah. She said there's not any huge deadline on it, it's just part of the contract, so at some point in the future, we're going to need to schedule that.
So, what,
A sage green to blend in with the scenery.
The tank too? Or just
I
That's
believe-
what she's talking about.
the building out there by Big Wash?
Yeah,
in the building and all that?
apparently desert-colored sand is no
You need to have a
longer,
sprayer there, we need a power covered sprayer.
no
Yeah.
longer acceptable, and we
Okay,
must do the color of the plant life.
Yeah, you gotta burn it.
Okay, well, okay.
Do we paint it green?
Huh?
You paint it green?
Yes, we have a paint chip. It's a specific green.
The same color as Trina's house.
I have, let's see here. I have an email into their office confirming, yeah, I'm not 100% sure on if it's just the tank or it's the facilities too, but I have a feeling it's both. I have an email into her, so I haven't heard back from her yet. I think she's on vacation, but I'm sure I'll hear soon. Funding. We've got
You
two.
only hear one person at a time.
We've got two sets of funding, as we all know, but ARPA and CDBG. The ARPA funding, we finally got that contract via email, so that's ready to go. And I received a invitation to go to a meet and greet and get contract process, etc., billing and all that for our next step on Friday. So I will be going to that meeting Friday afternoon. CDBG, we won't be hearing about that. I did look back through my notes again to confirm. My contact at her office said that we probably will not be hearing anything more on that until the beginning of October at the earliest. They weren't supposed to even submit it for final approval until August 15th, and because of the meetings only happening once a month, things don't move very fast, but she's anticipating early October as the earliest. So I figured I have a note in for like around the 15th or whatever, right before our meeting. I'll probably call and see if they have any new information, but I don't have any information right now. Leaks. We've had 5 leaks since the last meeting. All of them have been fixed except for this one up on Tennessee, but we had one at the town hall that took a little while. We had one over on 4th and Payroll, and I have a sinking suspicion. I know Mark has brought this up in the past, but I think that leak is indicative of what is happening in town. There was a layer of clay above that leak, and it was a pinhole that a rock had been sitting on, and just over time with vibration, that little pinhole happened, but the leak never percolated to the top of the soil because of the clay layer. It just kind of surfed along the clay layer, and it looked like that leak had been going on for years. And there's just absolutely no way without having dug that up, that there was a leak. And I have a feeling that that is a lot of our leaking issue. So hopefully with the ARPA funding coming on board and us replacing those lines as soon as the engineering comes through, a lot of that, I mean, all that's probably going to go away, or most of it. New business. I met with Kathy, who's the representative for Mardian Development, because of the death of the main inspiration for investment, the gentleman, what's his name? Leonard Mardian, passing away. His wife is not sure which investments she wants to continue with and which ones she wants to just table for right now or for the complete future. I don't know, but I met with Kathy and just to find out some of the particulars about our facilities out there. She did express she wanted to come in and look. I'll just read it exactly how I wrote it. She had wanted to come in and look at our maps and facility details to ensure she had accurate idea of what was going to be expected on her part if they move forward. The way I understand it currently is that they intend to pay for any of the upgrades, meaning the tank and pumps and line and all that stuff, and then they would hand it over to us once the development had happened. But she understands that the risk would fall to them to handle any expenses, including the right-of-way that we would need because it's going to be going across it's going to be going across BLM lands. She would pay for that, all the assessments and all that, but the right-of-way would probably be in our name, so that because that's going to be a 30-year right-of-way more than likely. She said she would she says she would understand that she'd be footing the bill for any of the developmental expenses and that she would fully intends to come to a meeting. She will be coming to a meeting prior to us making any decisions, any commitments, and answering any questions. So we'll do a public hearing, let anybody voice their concerns. She will answer any questions or concerns at that time. Okay, so finally, the ADEQ inspection. We have our 3-year inspection. They made an appointment in the last week. It was scheduled to happen on Tuesday, and I was hoping to be able to report that we passed. But with all the storms, they rescheduled it for Friday, so I will be doing that Friday. They want to inspect our facilities and go through and make sure that our paperwork is up to date, et cetera, et cetera. So that will be happening on Friday morning. I put the ERP on the agenda because you voted last month to keep that on the agenda, releasing the redacted version, but we did release that this last month, so that just needs to come off as a been done thing. And that's it.
I have a question.
Okay.
Does Mardian or their representative know that has to go to petition?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I sent them a list of what our lawyer sent to us, so she already kind of knew that. This is not her first rodeo. She's been working with Leonard Mardian for 30 years, and she's used to going and being an advocate, doing public hearings, answering questions, dealing with people protesting about signs and everything. So she knows exactly what she's doing. She came from an engineering background. She designed the water system Parkway in Bullhead City, so she understands what we're dealing with. She wasn't 100% sure of our facilities, so she wanted to see what we had out there, what we would need in order to progress if they do a truck stop. Susan at this point is on the fence. She's not sure if she wants to go ahead and do that and then sell it as empty land, which would suck for us because then we wouldn't have a customer. But because she's footing the bill for all the stuff, there wouldn't be all that much expense except for our maintenance of the line once she turned it over to us. But we're kind of all still hoping that it's going to be a truck stop and it'll just be a new customer with a lot of water use.
The only other thing we want to do, we need to get that designed, and we want to make sure that Richard from Civil Tech.
Oh, no.
She does that.
She does that. She's an engineer.
Well, I want Richard to look at it.
Oh, okay.
I want Richard from Civil Tech to look at it. Even if we have to pay him separately. I want another set of eyes on it.
Well, let's first find out if she's even going to be doing it.
Okay.
And then she's going to be paying for all of it. But yes, you're right. We do need to approve all the plans and all of
Yeah.
that. So yeah, but that's quite a ways away. And that's
You're
it?
done.
Yes.
Okay, old business. We still are, April is still working on the copper and lead compliance, and we're in no big hurry to do that. We will go with what she's setting up for us when it happens. Anybody discussion on that, anybody? You know, just let April handle it, I think.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
it's all through the county, it's,
Yeah,
and it'll be the latest and the greatest.
right, yeah, we don't want to be in a rush because they're always going to change things later.
Well, no,
in the
they're
day.
still changing things.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, okay.
Motion? Motion?
The release of the,
Yeah, I told you they couldn't hear it.
We just not an action item.
Yeah, all agenda items have to be motioned on.
what did
To
you miss?
keep,
I'm
to
gonna
table it?
Keep it on the.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay, I second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Who's the
Okay.
first and second? Me? Angie and
One,
Angie.
two.
Okay.
Okay.
And that was covered under her report.
Okay, okay, I'd like a motion to, we'll continue the discussion on the releasing of the,
I think we just need to abandon
Yeah, I think it would, yeah,
think so?
it.
yeah, because it's
I
already
move we
out.
take that off because it's already been
Okay.
taken care of.
You move second? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay. Okay, new business. Approval of the public record request and the form will be available on the website. You have a copy of the request. I've looked at it, Angie's looked at it. Have you had a chance? to
I've
look?
kind of skimmed it.
Yeah, it's pretty well
It's
boilerplate.
good to me.
It's right from the county. We're following the county guidelines. That's all we're gonna do. You know, there's no use recreating the wheel.
Really?
You know, so I'd like a motion to approve that and a second.
I move it.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so done. Okay, all right, open call to the public. Ms. Dunsmore.
Hi, this is the 9th time I've rushed to speak too quickly to present my concerns effectively before the shout of "time's up" cuts me off. It was 15 months ago when I innocently asked a question and learned of our dysfunctional backup system, yet I still can't get answers about the emergency response plan. Should chloride lose its water like Golden Valley did last year twice? Beginning in December of '21, I've sent emails with legitimate questions about the 40 to 50% monthly water loss, exorbitant in comparison to other districts in the state. The unelected and therefore illegal status of the board's refusal to fill a seat, vacant for over a year, by ignoring a qualified applicant while actively recruiting persons with zero connection, knowledge, or skills in board management. Refusal to join the Rural Water Association of Arizona as our neighboring districts have, or to meet with me to learn the helpful information I need at their spring conference in May, which might reduce the high water loss and lower the payments on our $200,000 loan. Multiple financial discrepancies, including $8,000 missing transfer plus bank accounts, yes, plural, with balances in the tens of thousands that go unreported both monthly and annually. False claims and refusals to provide access to public information in direct opposition to the public laws of Arizona, ultimately requiring the intervention of the state attorney general's office. The priorities for spending the ARPA grant: fire hydrant lines first, backup system becoming functional, a pay station, reducing the 40 to 50% water loss. What's the plan? Most recently, my questions about a secret meeting held in July, ignoring Arizona's laws for an executive session, and later reporting it clearly under the radar as a regular meeting. Finally, the perception in the community that there is a corruption in the district, and my suggestions on how to change that to enhance transparency and encourage community participation and innovation. That adds up to 10 months of near total non-responsiveness. During those same 10 months, and per board's own policy, I've requested 5 times to meet and discuss the lack of courtesy and professionalism that has become the norm, without response. You are a public entity, accountable to the public, and this is unacceptable. Now, someone from the county has suggested I put together some statistics, get others involved, and present my questions directly to the board on the record and on the video. So here we are. As well, I am making a public request to the board to honor its own policy and schedule a meeting to address the above issues. Hopefully then we can begin to set aside the unnecessary adversity here and finally work as a team. A $1 million once-in-a-lifetime gift is at stake, which needs to serve the community's needs for generation. The grant belongs to the whole district, not just the 4 people seated here. It's time to administer it with plans that include customers of Chloride Water District and expertise of the Rural Water Association, so that the spending of the ARPA funds will produce the best outcome possible for the whole town and in the future. Thank you. I made it in time. What do you know?
Thank you. Okay, Jeannie, please.
I'll be short and sweet. Chloride residents should be thankful that we have knowledgeable, intelligent, and caring volunteers on the water board and employees who keep our water department running smoothly while working with old piping.
Thank you. Okay, have a motion to adjourn? Second? All in favor? Thank you, everybody.